Well, I think, first of all, there's always more to do. And we have to be extremely ambitious, and not just ambitious on our way to COP. We have to be ambitious on our way out of COP and in how we approach next year. And I think one of the key things is continuing to scale up our ambition to meet the scale of the challenge we're facing is not something that we're ever going to finish doing. We have to keep doing it. But we have to position it in ways that bring citizens and communities and our economy along. And that's where one of the things that we did when I first got elected in 2015, we brought in a broad-based price on pollution in our country. It is no longer free to pollute anywhere in Canada. And there have been lots of talks about carbon tax and carbon pricing, and some countries have moved forward with a little bit, but we have a price on pollution that's going to rise to $170 a ton by 2030, which makes it one of the strongest and broad-based prices in the world. And the way we did it is we're actually returning more money to the average family than it costs them on average for the carbon price. So it's a way of actually bringing in a price on pollution that if people don't change their behaviors, they end up slightly better off. If they actually change their behaviors to buy a more fuel-efficient car or fix their windows or upgrade their furnace, they actually save much more money because the money we return to them is a larger amount. So that was the trick around carbon pricing that allowed us to bring in something that, yes, the Conservatives in Canada fought us all the way to the Supreme Court saying that we couldn't do this, but we ended up not just winning at the Supreme Court, we won 2 elections where the votes were strongly for our party and other parties that supported carbon pricing, and that's sort of a settled question in Canada now. Now, the challenge is to bring in carbon pricing around the world, because it's not fair that Canadian industries, for example, are producing, to take an example, some of the cleanest aluminum in the world that are competing against people who are using coal-fired energy plants to produce aluminum that can offer a lower price for their aluminum than we can, even though we're protecting the planet with ours. So we have to look at making sure that we're all working on the same competitive playing field. And part of that is the conversations I've been having with people at the IMF, the OECD, the World Bank, the WTO, and the European Union and others on how we move forward with a minimum standard on pricing pollution around the world, which I think is the next big step we should take to make sure that it's fair and that we're rewarding those companies, those consumers, those countries that are doing the right thing on reducing pollution and pricing it so that it doesn't happen as much.